Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today it's time for another round of GeoDetective. Do we have what it takes to guess where we are using our detective skills? Going to give myself a time limit here and of course stick to no moving as the game instructions dictate. So let's start that game and see how we do. Okay, so we cannot move here but should be able to scroll and zoom around, and we've got here excitement awaits with an S on it. Okay, it looks like in some kind of logo, like a ship's sort of flotation ring or something. What do we have here? Hotel, S again, casino. The fun starts here. Okay, so we're looking at a casino hotel. We can see here, and it says something there that the Sratio, can't quite make that one out. Can make out the, but unfortunately can't make out whatever says next. All delivery traffic goes left, everyone else keep right. So look, this looks pretty American to me, maybe Canadian, and it says here casino, hotel, and something else, terraces maybe, not sure. We can see some rolling hills in the distance, and behind us there is a main road. Yeah, it looks like a main road. And look at that, we've got Skagit, S-K-A-G-I-T. Skagit, okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure what that refers to, but the only thing I'm thinking is that this... no, I was going to say the ska is like Saskatchewan in Canada, maybe, but it isn't, is it? That's not right. And here, look at this. Pacific Party Canopies. Your event rental experts, pacificpartycanopies.com. Burlington, W.A., Washington. And we've got there Burlington. So, the truck has given it away. We're looking at Washington in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. That fits, what we've been looking at so far. Can we see, off the face of it, a Burlington anywhere? And we see a Bellingham, Mount Vernon, Marysville, Everett, Seattle, Redmond, Tacoma, Olympia. This is the border here, so Portland's out of bounds. What else do we have here? And Kennewick, Yakima, Spokane, and the Spokane Valley. We're looking for Skagit potentially as well. And I'm not seeing it. Skagit and Burlington. Burlington. Let's have a look around here. Kettle Falls. Gonna just progress through this methodically now. We've only got 20 seconds, so just quick safety pin. That's actually flown by quicker than I thought. Can't see anything, unfortunately. So with 9 seconds left to go, I'm gonna put us here in Ellensburg, and unless we see anything else. Oh, where were we? Oh, we weren't quite there, unfortunately. We should have started in this area. There's Burlington. It wasn't visible at the previous altitude. So, unfortunately, if we'd have started looking down this stretch as opposed to further east, we would have made it, actually, perhaps. There's Burlington, and north of that is Belfast. So... not sure. Well, there's the Skagit Casino Resort. So we may have seen that had we zoomed in on the 5. Not sure. But on the whole, not terrible. 136 miles away and 4,200 points. Okay, on to the next location. Goodness, 3 minutes, 30 seconds does fly by. We're looking out here to the south and we can see ocean. Ocean ahead of us. And this, to me, this cross here, apart from being a Christian symbol, might signify that we're in the southernmost point of somewhere. But where that is, I don't know. We've got here some cars, and we see the European sort of mark there, the blue mark on the left side of the plate. So we're in Europe somewhere. Now, Christian Cross could be Italy we're in. Going to complete the 360 panorama. And here it says Camagüey Wind Club. Don't recognize that. Camagüey Wind Club. Not even sure if that sounds particularly Italian or Greek or anything. So no clues there. Can we get anything else looking down here? We see a big port. We see a lighthouse there, created by these kind of breakwater constructions. And that's about it. The sun firmly in the south as well. So that's all I've got, I'm afraid. Camagüey, that's the only major clue. Camagüey Wind Club. 04. I don't know. I really don't know. I should know. But not sure. This looks like it could be Greek. Oh, hang on. There's some shops there. Las Mont. I can't read that. If it's Les, it could be in France. Las or Les, Les. I mean, it's plausibly French. These buildings and so on. So wouldn't have associated the cross really with France, to be honest, but no reason why it can't be. It does maybe. I might be convincing myself here, but it could be French. I'm going by that Les Moutines or M. It's definitely an M. Las or Les. Let's get in there. I'm going to go to the south of France because we know that we are sort of looking out to the south. And let's just do a quick scan. We've got 40 seconds to go. So I'm just going to go straight along the coast. So Coulieu, Carnet, Le Breccat, Portleau, Cruson, Saint-Pierre, Age. So, for example, it could be here. Le Grau d'Age. In fact, we see some ports and some piers. I might just put a pin down there and keep going. We've got 11 seconds left, so I think that is probably our time up. And I don't see it. Canon. No. Oh. Ooh. And so we were close. We were close here. Where's this? I don't recognize this at all. Sainte-Marie de la Mer. There we see the port structure. And yeah, look at this. That's the building we were right next to. Arène de Sainte-Marie de la Mer. And we were in the parking area. And so this town, you know, never heard of it before. And it's on this kind of funny split. It looks, you know, this almost looks like New Orleans, this kind of area here. By Montpellier. We just didn't quite get there in time, maybe really, to nail that down. But, well, once again, we weren't far off in the 4,700 point range. So doing okay, actually, on GeoDetective, but we were lucky there to get that guess. This looks like Bergen. To me, this feels Norwegian. And my initial guess would be that we're in somewhere like Bergen or Stavanger, just with these hills around us. And, you know, the safety conscious truck driver there wearing his clothing. We've got there Helge and Harland. 975, I don't know. Zetterbergs is written on the side of the truck. Newsec and Tide, okay. Are there any signs on this motorway? No, there's none there. That's just a camera, it looks like. But look, we're surrounded by big mountains. That's very, very Norwegian. And we've got here the sort of port of the town. You can see in here, Veidekke. This feels Norwegian to me, and I'm going to start with Bergen. It feels right. We could be in Sweden. We could be in Gothenburg, for example. I'm just not sure, but you know, it's such a complicated coastline around here. It's hard to recognize, but this looks plausible. This motorway structure here. Let's just see what we've got. Looking west, we are looking into a harbour that's potentially right here, and at some pretty serious mountains behind us. Looking south, we're looking south on the road. Looking east are some pretty big hills. I wouldn't be surprised if we're about here, you know. Looking west, we can see some bridges. Looking east, we can see some major mountains. Looking dead south as well, there's a road here. Now, we're not actually on the water, but we could try and figure out if we're just maybe north or south of that. I'm not 100% sold on this. Looking north, the road bends slightly round. Yes, it does. I think we found it, you know. Is there a roundabout down to the left? Yes, there is. Right there. That would put us here, going for the guess. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. That is spot on. 10 yards away, 5,000 points. Well, I'm thrilled with that because I knew from the beginning we were in Bergen. I think I called it. So hopefully that was recorded. Yes, just knew it. Have been to Bergen many years ago. So, you know, that's where the knowledge comes from. But didn't recognize it exactly. Could have been Stavanger, could have been another Norwegian sort of coastal city. Just didn't know, but it felt right, and it was. So definitely there was some recognition going on in there, which really helps. And actually, this part of Bergen, I don't think I'd been in. You can see actually the old town is sort of further. This is where the tourists would go. So I don't think I've ever come down here and seen this basin, for example. So really happy with that. That's excellent. Next round. Oh, and it just took a second to load, but we've got what looks like a US... No, oh no, it's not US, no. What on earth kind of flag is that? Not sure. Feels like we could be in the States here, especially with some poor image quality. That's quite normal, actually. Is this a Canadian flag? Yes, it is. Okay, Canadian flag we've got there. So we're in Canada, and we've got a photo here of this lovely lady. The photo is taken by, or credited to, as Shane Burden. So we're inside her photosphere. And, oh, look at this. We've got all sorts going on. We've got sort of sailing vessels. This gentleman here with a bag. Let's see if we can't figure that out. It says something bites. But once again, the image is really kind of poor. Canadian flag. We've got a war memorial. And some other pretty tremendous buildings. This is quite a central... Clearly an important place. And that looks to be a statue of the Queen. So that would also sort of align with Canada, of course. Now we've got this great building here, which I just don't recognize, with these copper domes, which have oxidized to this green, same green as the Statue of Liberty. Just beautiful. And what direction is this port in? It's kind of out to our west, isn't it? So the port is out to the west. Well, does that put us on the west coast then? I mean, the only real place on the west coast of Canada that I know is Vancouver. I would have said, you know, with a statue of the Queen and the War Memorial, that this is more likely to be an East Coast thing, to be honest. So I wouldn't have guessed this to begin with. But let's just get in there, and we kind of could look maybe at downtown Vancouver as the place to start. Now, what is to the northwest is more town still. So does that put us here, for example? We've got here some pretty major park-looking area, but no, there's no road in front of us, and there's clearly kind of a main road along the port. So this would fit, but it doesn't seem to be quite right, does it? Any other major landmarks here? What I mean by road is this main road here is between us and the water. So looking out southwest, if there's water to the southwest, we'd expect a main road kind of in the way. I don't think North Vancouver fits. I would imagine that big building to be pretty central. So that's my first bet, and I'm afraid it might be all I go with. This isn't right because it doesn't fit the geography, but we've got Vancouver House here. Hang on. No, once again, I don't think it fits really. But I've only got 14 seconds, and if I can, I'm just going to scroll out. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I was just going to say I'll scroll out and take a look at Montreal or something like that. We could be in Montreal, Toronto. I'm just not sure. So, oh, and well, would you look at that? We weren't in Vancouver, but we weren't far off. We were in Victoria. This is Victoria on, what's this island called again? Is it Victoria Island? Vancouver Island. Vancouver Island, okay. Still in Canada, so, well, that makes sense. I mean, we saw the Canadian flag, so, obviously. But look at that. The water was actually sort of was I getting that completely wrong? Was I just getting my north and south mixed up? We were looking at the Legislative Assembly of British Columbia, and perhaps Victoria is the capital of British Columbia. I'd have to look that up. Maybe it isn't Vancouver, even though Vancouver is obviously the main city. Kind of like Sydney isn't the capital of Australia, but a more minor city of, I think it's Canberra is. So perhaps that's the situation going on in British Columbia. Victoria might be the capital. Comment down below if you know more than I do, because I do not. But we're in Victoria, and we're looking at the Legislative Centre, Assembly of British Columbia, opulent Parliament, buildings with tours. So clearly it is the capital city of the of BC. So there we go. And again, not a million miles off either, 4666. So we're doing okay in this game. Let's see if we can finish it off with a good round, hey? Let's take a look here. We've got here Klapparstig 40, sorry. So that's actually the street name, which is amazing. Some colourful buildings. Borger here. Pay here. Looking into the distance, we can see quite a lot going on here. There's some mountains. Water in a couple of different places, crisscrossed with a bit of land. Some bright buildings. Santigamio, the Neaton Music, World Instruments. Okay, wow, goodness me. And we've got here Grattisgata. Grattisgata. Now, does that sound slightly Swedish to you? It does to me, but not sold on what we're looking at in the distance here, which is mountains. So, and I'm also not sold quite on the language. Klapparstig. Klapparstig, that says the same thing. Are these European plates? No, they're not. They're red. And I can't see a blue bit on them either. So not sure about that. Shop tax-free here. Okay. Antique Meneer. And that says Vilkemen. So that's all. Oh, Velkomini. So that isn't German, but it kind of looks German. I can't figure this out. I'm not sure why this is. Just looking at the geography, what are we looking at that's north here? Those are some... It's pretty big mountains here. And I'm confident with the Scandinavia, but it's not Norwegian. And I'm gonna check out Iceland. Reykjavik obviously is the only place I'm going to look, but I think that might kind of fit with what we're looking at here, because we can see across these splits of land, and then in the distance there are some pretty serious hills. And if I just turn to look to the north, which is straight down this street, or northeast even, which fits even better actually, we can see these kind of things. So if we're in Reykjavik, we're going to be looking at these splits of land. So I think that fits. It also fits with the language, because I don't recognize the language and can't place it as necessarily as look, we've got Klopp, for example, and this kind of mixture of English and Klappastigur. Oh my god, we're on it. What? Help. Come on. Klappastigur. Yes, we found that. And Grettisgata. We're going to get this. We're going to get this. Lindergata. Nope. We're further up the street. Grettisgata is the next one along. 6 seconds to go. We're going to get it. We're on that junction right there. We've nailed it. We've nailed it. And again, another 5,000 points. Well, would you look at that? I'm not... I am not sure I'd have found that if I hadn't have put my pin dead on the center of town, basically. And it did look like the center of town. It looked like an old sort of city center, let's say, which would be befitting of Reykjavik. But if, for example, I'd put my pin down here and zoomed in here, you know, I'd have been looking at these streets and none of it would have resonated. So that is pure chance, really, that we put the pin down about here on Hverfisgata and we were on Klappastigur. And there you go, we found Grettisgata as well. So that is absolutely amazing, and it caps off a pretty fantastic round, actually, that I think we should reflect on for a little bit, because we were even looking into the distance there. I went with Iceland because of the language, and I just didn't recognize it. It didn't look Finnish, and I've slowly got a bit more experience in Finland recently. It didn't look Swedish or Norwegian, really. The mountains meant that, you know, it was too mountainous to be Sweden and Denmark, and it just didn't look like Norwegian because there was some mixture in there and it was a bit odd and so on and so forth. I'm not sure if Icelandic cars have got the European plates on them. I have no idea, but we went to check out Reykjavik, which is obviously the only city I know in Iceland, and there it was. So let's view the summary. Game finished, well done. Well, I am thrilled with that. We had 2 guesses in the Pacific Northwest, one in Washington, which we didn't quite nail, and one in Vancouver, which we got very close to. Actually, we were in Victoria. Norway, we were spot on. Reykjavik, we were spot on. And the south of France, we were pretty close as well. So I think this is my highest scoring round on GeoDetective. And as I hope you can tell, I'm thrilled with that. Well, look, thank you very much for watching and subscribing and enjoying these videos. I enjoy all your comments. Please do like, subscribe, comment down below. I try and respond to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.